Alternative obligations. So, alternative obligation is a kind of obligation as to the number of prestations. Kasi by category, manggod ang obligation, di ba? So, we have conditional obligations sa ganiha, we have suspensive, resolutory. Kinina po na obligation is as to the number of prestations. So, when you say prestations, remember, number of subject matter. Okay, so alternative obligations. Here, several prestations are due, but delivery of one is sufficient to extinguish an obligation. For example, A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, a specific ring, or a specific cell phone. So there are several prestations here. 3 prestations. The specific car, the specific ring, and the specific cell phone. But all of these class are due, but the delivery of any of those prestations would be sufficient to extinguish the entire obligation. You don't have to deliver everything. You only deliver either the car, the ring, or the cell phone. So either of the 3. And delivery of either of them would extinguish the entire obligation. So that is alternative obligation. If any of the prestations class was lost, or what if all of the prestations were lost? Okay, let's go back to the example. A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, a specific ring, or a specific cell phone. Okay. When the obligation class, remember, when the obligation is to deliver a specific thing and the thing is lost without the fault of the debtor, then the obligation is extinguished. What if alternative siya? 2 or more prestations. Kasi kapag 1 prestation lang, then specific ang prestation, without the fault of the debtor mawala, automatic extinguished. What if alternative obligations? 2 or more prestations. So here, the loss of any of those prestations will not extinguish the entire obligation class as long as there are others which remain. So what if mawala ang car? Is the obligation of A to be extinguished? No, because A can still choose from ring or from the cell phone, specific ring or the specific cell phone. Okay? So, kung mawala ang car, napay nabilin. What if nawala ang car o ring? Napa ba obligation gyapon sa A to deliver? Yes. From an alternative obligation, it is now converted to a simple obligation. When you say simple obligation, it is an obligation with only 1 prestation. So kung mawala ang car, mawala ang ring, still, A's obligation is not extinguished. Naapay nabilin nga prestation, which is the cell phone. So that is the effect of loss in alternative obligations. What if tanan nawala without the fault of the debtor? Remember how we are talking about here the loss without the fault of the debtor, wala siya sala. Kung tanan nawala, wala siya sala, meaning nothing to deliver. So his obligation is extinguished. As to the right of choice, under the alternative obligation, what is the general rule? Who has the right of choice? So as a general rule, under alternative obligations, it's the debtor who has the right of choice. So the right of choice belongs to the debtor. But remember, it can be expressly given to the creditor. Okay? It depends on the parties. So just like in that example, A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, a specific ring, or a specific cell phone. So the problem is silent. Wala nag-mention kung kinsa ang right of choice. General rule, it's the debtor who has the right of choice. So magpili si A, unsa ihatag kay B. Si A ang may right to choose from the car, ring, or cell phone, unsa yang ihatag kay B. But if A and B stipulated in their agreement that it is B who has the right of choice, then it is meaning it is being given to B expressly. Hence, B has the right to choose from the car, ring, or cell phone unsang i-deliver sa iyahan ni A. So that's it, the right of choice under alternative obligations. Remember, class, that the right of choice of the debtor is not absolute. Why? Under 1200, Article 1200, the debtor shall have no right to choose those prestations which are impossible, unlawful, or which could not have been the object of the obligation. So like in our example, A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, a specific ring, or a specific cell phone, or shabu. Shabu here is unlawful. Diba? An unlawful object, unlawful prestation. So you cannot deliver shabu, that is contrary to law. So as a debtor, even though the choice belongs to you, you have no right to choose shabu as the prestation to be delivered to B. So matanggal siya. So unsa ng options ni debtor? Car, ring, or cell phone na lang. Okay? Or let's just say to deliver a moon. Now, what if may additional dira? Specific car, ring, specific cell phone, shabu, or moon. So, matanggal si shabu for being unlawful. Matanggal si moon for being an impossible object or prestation. You cannot deliver the moon to be. No, di mo pwede ma-deliver ang moon, di mo pwede makuha ang moon. Take the moon and give it to B. No, that's impossible. So that is the limitation of the right of choice of the debtor. Let's now go to the rules in case of loss due to the debtor's fault. So kaganiha, loss without the debtor's fault. Diba? What if the loss was due to the debtor's fault? So what are the rules to apply? Okay, it depends, class. You ask yourself first. Is the choice belonging to the debtor or is the choice belonging to the creditor? If the choice belongs to the debtor, class, and if there are others available, napay nabilin, the debtor has no liability. Moto ang example kaganiha. Let's go back to our example. A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, a specific ring, or a specific cell phone. Okay. If the car was lost because of the fault of the debtor and the choice belongs to the debtor, is the debtor liable? No, because there are still remaining prestations. What are they? The ring and the cell phone. What if the car and the ring were lost because of the debtor's fault and the choice belongs to the debtor? Is the debtor liable? Still, no, because there is still one remaining prestation, and that is the specific cell phone. So there, in that example, class, if still there are available or remaining prestations and the choice belongs to the debtor has no liability at all. What if the choice belongs to the creditor? It has been stipulated by the parties that the creditor has the right of choice. And the car was lost because of the debtor's fault, A's fault. Is the debtor liable? Yes, the debtor is liable for damages. And how much? How much can the creditor recover? So the creditor has the right to claim any of the two. Mamili siya. The creditor has two options. Okay? The creditor has the right to recover from the debtor any of the two. Mamili lang siya. Number 1, pwede piliin ni creditor any of those which remains plus damages. So kung nawala ang car, mamili si creditor either ang ring or ang cellphone na lang ang i-deliver. Plus, magbayad pa jud si debtor ng damages. Why damages? Nganong naaman si damages? Because the car was lost due to the debtor's fault. And because of that fault ni debtor, nawala ang car dili na pwede ma-choose ni creditor. Kaya, the debtor is liable for damages aside from delivering the ring or the cellphone kung unsa ang gusto ni creditor. Or the creditor class may choose the price of the one which disappeared. Unsa man? Ang car. The price, the value of the car. So the value of the car plus damages. Again, present C damages because it was with the debtor's fault. Okay? Now, what if all are lost? Nawala ang tanan. And the choice belongs to the debtor. So all prestations were lost because of the debtor's fault. And the choice belongs to the debtor. Is the debtor liable? Of course. The debtor is liable. Wala na nabilin. How much is the debtor liable? So the damages class here is based on the value of the thing which last disappeared. Remember that. Remember the keyword there is last, disappeared. Ang pinaka-last nga nawala, mao to ang value ng damages na bayaran ni debtor. Okay? Kung unsa ang value ng thing which last disappeared, mao na siyang equivalent sa damages that the debtor is liable to pay to the creditor. For example, the car was lost because of the debtor's fault. Next, the ring was lost. Then the last one that was lost was the cell phone. So question, how much can the creditor recover from the debtor? Or in other words, how much is the debtor liable to the creditor? How much? Then you try to ask yourself, what was the thing that last disappeared? So in my example, the thing that last disappeared was the cell phone. Next question, how much was the value of the cell phone? Let's say 10,000 pesos. So 10,000 pesos ang damages na bayaran ni debtor kay creditor. What if the choice belongs to the creditor? Nawala ang tanan. Same example, same facts. So the amount that the creditor can recover from the debtor is based on the value of any of the thing which disappeared. So na-choice si creditor, bisag asa, pwede ang value ng car, ang value ng ring, or ang value ng cellphone. Plus, mobayad pa jud og additional damages si debtor because all of the prestations were lost due to debtor's fault. So please remember the rules in case of loss due to debtor's fault. Please bear in mind who has the right of choice. Is it the debtor or is it the creditor? And bear in mind, are there still available prestations remaining or are all prestations lost? Then you apply now the rules. Okay. We are done with alternative obligations. Now let's go to facultative obligations. So when it comes to facultative obligations, there is only one prestation, but it can be substituted by another. Okay? Like in that example, A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, but he may give a specific ring as a substitute. So it is facultative. There is only one obligation class. There is only one prestation as being agreed upon by the parties, but the debtor or the obligor may deliver another thing as a substitute, and that makes it a facultative obligation. As to the right of choice, under the facultative obligations, the choice class always belongs to the debtor. Okay? The choice always belongs to the debtor. It is not given to the creditor. It cannot be given to the creditor. Unlike sa alternative obligations, wherein the general rule is that the choice belongs to the debtor, but it can be given to the creditor if expressly stipulated by the parties. Express stipulation. Okay? Express. But under facultative obligations, the choice always belongs to the debtor. It can never be given to the creditor. Always lang siya kay debtor. In our example, A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, but he may give a specific ring as a substitute. Who has the right of choice? It's the debtor. So the debtor may choose which to deliver to the creditor. Kung ang principal thing ba, which is the specific car, or the substitute, which is the specific ring. Remember, class, like in the alternative obligations, dapat may communication. Meaning, the debtor, if the debtor has the right of choice, must communicate to the creditor which prestation to deliver. And dapat mag-agree silang duha. Okay? Same also here sa facultative obligations, dapat i-communicate muna ni debtor kay creditor ang prestation to be delivered. Is it the principal thing, or is it the substitute? Okay? And again, under facultative obligations, the debtor always has the right of choice. As to the effect of loss, this is without the debtor's fault. So if it is a facultative obligation, if the obligation is principally to deliver a specific car, and if by reason of a fortuitous event, meaning it is without the debtor's fault, that car is lost, katang specific car, even if you promise to deliver a substitute, the obligation is extinguished. Why? Because the loss of the principal extinguishes the obligation. But class, if the substitute is the one that is lost, kanang specific ring ang nawala, it would not affect the obligation to deliver the principal thing, which is the specific car, in that facultative obligation. So, dili mo matter kung nawala ang substitute, no? As long as wala pa na-communicate kay creditor kung unsa ang i-deliver, kung ang principal ba or ang substitute. The loss of the principal thing in that example will extinguish the obligation, but the loss of the substitute will not extinguish the obligation. In continuation to the effect of loss, we have here, no? Loss of the thing, the principal and the substitute, before substitution and after substitution. What would be the consequence? What would be the effect? Let's go back to our example. A is obliged to deliver to B a specific car, but he may give a specific ring as a substitute. The specific car is the principal thing, the principal prestation. The specific ring is the substitute here. Okay, question. What if the principal thing is lost because of a fortuitous event, without the fault of the debtor, syempre? And that is lost before substitution, meaning wala pa na-communicate ni debtor kay creditor ng iyahang i-deliver is ang substitute. So there was no substitution yet. So if before substitution the thing was lost due to a fortuitous event, of course the debtor is not liable. Okay? Not liable. As long as, again, how we are talking about specific thing here. Now, what if after substitution, meaning na-mention na ang i-deliver ni debtor kay creditor is ang substitute, the specific ring. And then after the substitution, the specific car was lost because of a fortuitous event. Is the debtor liable? Still not liable. Next, principal thing is lost due to the debtor's fault. Before substitution, the debtor is liable. Why? Because what is due there? The principal thing is due. There was no substitution yet. What if the thing was lost after substitution and it was because of the debtor's fault? the debtor is no longer liable. Why? The principal thing is no longer due after substitution. What was due there was the substitute na. Okay? Next, substitute is lost due to fortuitous event. If that happened before substitution, not liable. Not liable. After substitution, still not liable because the cause of the loss there was without the debtor's fault. So the debtor should not be held liable. Last, substitute is lost because of the debtor's fault. Ang specific ring nawala because of the fault of A. Nagtinanga siya. And it was lost before substitution. Still, debtor is not liable because what was due before substitution is not a substitute but the principal thing. What if, after substitution, the substitute was lost because of debtor's fault? Is the debtor liable? Yes, the debtor is liable. Okay, recap. So in summary class, these are the distinctions between alternative obligations and facultative obligations. As to the number of prestations, under alternative, there are several prestations, but again, only one is due. Okay? The delivery of one of those prestations is sufficient to extinguish the obligation. Under facultative, there is only one prestation class, but the obligor may deliver another one as a substitute. As to the effect of loss, under alternative, loss of one of the prestations will not extinguish the obligation as long as there are others remaining, because the obligor, the debtor, can still choose from those which remain. However, under facultative, the loss of the principal will extinguish the obligation even if the substitute remains. Lastly, as to the right of choice, the right of choice under the alternative obligations belongs to the debtor unless expressly given to the creditor. However, under facultative, the right of choice always belongs to the debtor.